Helium Mobile promises to give you a free cell phone plan with no credit card required. Now, I've looked at a scam or two in my day, and normally if something sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. So I'm very, very curious. What's the catch? Is this actually a scam? Break free! Helium Mobile is the only carrier to offer a free plan that rewards you. It's time to break free from big telco. I have so many questions, but sure, let's take a closer look. There's multiple options. So you get free, Air, or Infinity. This at least makes me feel a little bit better that there's a free plan, but there's also paid plan. There's a cloud store with cloud points on awesome rewards. They are apparently the sponsors of the USC Trojans. So the zero plan, the free one, free 99, $3. Free, F-R-E-E, not free, free. This monthly price is not an introductory rate. This monthly price does not require a contract, and it comes with 3 gigabytes of data for free. If you want to go above that, it's $7.50 per gigabyte. So never, ever, ever go above that, because that's crazy. So it comes with 100 minutes of voice, 300 texts. So that's the zero plan. What if I want to upgrade? $15 for the Air plan, which is 10 gigabytes of data with unlimited text and calls. Apparently it's the perfect plan for 85% of Americans, and you can start to earn cloud points. Even $15 a month seems pretty reasonable. So Infinity plan is $30 a month, unlimited data, unlimited voice, unlimited texts. What's the catch? There's a catch somewhere. Let's look at the coverage map. Oh, that's everything, unless you live in the middle of Nevada, in which case, sorry. We only see overall subscriber location trends, which help us understand where network coverage is needed the most. Okay, now I'm starting to understand. Subscribers earn cloud points by sharing anonymized location data to help improve the network. But unlike other companies, we never sell or share your data with third parties. I will say that if you ever look through the terms and conditions of the vast majority of cell phone companies, they actually can sell your data, and they probably do. With this data, Helium Mobile can identify areas with high usage and are able to deploy higher speed coverage for millions of people. Wait.
That sounds like you're the cell tower.
So, is Helium actually building their own physical network? Here we go. Okay, so there's an actual blog post from March of this year. We know free is typically marketing speak for too good to be true. Well, you said it yourself. The zero plan stands out because it's win-win. You get free service, and we, Helium Mobile, grow stronger with your help. Oh, here we go. For the zero plan, it is not optional. So is the difference that if you go on the free plan, you have to give them your location at all times? I don't know how I feel about that. One member of the community saw an opportunity to serve their community with Helium network coverage. It now provides cell service to over 3,500 people a month on the Upper West Side of New York City. Okay, hold on a second. If you're a Helium Mobile subscriber or whatever, you can buy a hotspot, and that turns into a hotspot that other people walking by can connect to. And presumably they give you some cloud points or whatever to buy Hulu gift cards or whatever the case is. If everything is above board and it is what they say and it's all fine, no problem, then this seems like it's a fair-ish deal. Oh, so hang on, can I join Helium? How do I join Helium? Let me deploy a Helium hotspot in my commercial building. Oh, we found it. Earn crypto every time someone connects, so our best place where high footfall traffic is expected. Wait, footfall is expected? Footfall, is that a word that we can use? Footfall?
Yes, why not?
Sure. Okay, I have even more questions now. Are the cloud points crypto? You earn HNT, which I presume is whatever the cryptocurrency that they're using is. This feels like the kind of thing where you might want a brand new secondary phone number. Again, for a totally above board normal reason. I mean, come on, doesn't everyone have a few phone numbers?
No. I'm not a drug dealer.
Plans. I would like to do the free plan. Let's download this on my phone, shall we? 4.5 stars, 3,000 reviews, over 100,000 downloads. Earn cloud points with your Helium mobile plan, redeemable for gift cards at your favorites places. Your favorites places? Okay, sure.
I love my favorites places.
Sounds cute, I'm in.
Crisps.
So they ended up asking me for my full name, my address, my date of birth, and they did want to scan my ID. That actually didn't work the first time, so I actually had to do that whole process twice. However, the second time they decided that I was in fact a real boy. It does want me to turn on my permanent location sharing. It uses fitness and motion activity to conserve battery. Oh, wait, hold on, I thought that they were doing the location tracking by, seeing my phone pinging like cell towers. No, they want the Helium mobile app to rat out my location at all times. God, Lord. Well, I mean, coming in now, okay, sure. Dude, no, it's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I am.
I had to do the same thing for Pokemon Go.
Did you really?
Kind of.
You know what? I'm at least getting something of value. All right, so you can order a physical SIM card, you can install a SIM card, or you can do an eSIM. I mean, it's nice that they do physical SIM cards, but I'm just gonna do an eSIM because why would I not do an eSIM? I'm connected. My number is 8. Don't try to call me. What the hell do I do now?
You call someone.
Yeah, walk around.
For the next month, I have 3 gigabytes of data, 100 minutes of voice calls, and 300 texts. When was the last time someone charged you for text messages? Are you kidding me? That's bringing me back,
I'm getting
right?
Vietnam flashbacks, my dude.
Yeah. International roaming, how does that work? $15 a gigabyte! It does show SIM status Helium.
So I am on the Helium network.
Let me start working through my very extensive list of questions, and I'll report back to let you know, did I just find a legitimate free way to get myself a phone number and cellular service? Or have I made a grave mistake?
Both can be true.
Both probably are true. Yeah, that's right. I think that's actually probably accurate. So I have been using Helium Mobile for a little over 2 weeks now, and I feel very conflicted because on one hand, this is absolutely a real thing. I have a functional phone number. I've been able to make calls, texts, data, and it's actually really fast. So I've done a couple speed tests. I've actually stopped doing speed tests because my first speed test was 525 megabits down. My second was 1,111 megabits down. It was so fast that single speed test burned through one of my 3 gigabytes of data. There's definitely a version of this video which is like, hey, guess what? This is a real thing that exists. But the tracking has been problematic. There's 2 ways of looking at it. One of which would be take them at their word for it, that they're not selling your data, that they're using it all anonymized. The problem is that they're doing a very aggressive type of location tracking. They're using the actual Android, or I assume iOS sort of implementation to track you to a much more granular degree. Is that really worth it? You know, the fact that they are draining my battery really quickly is not good. But the fact that Android is constant, there's a notification that I cannot get rid of that always is pointing out the fact that Helium Mobile is tracking my location live. Just doesn't make me feel good. I mean, there's some ways to think about this is that's not that different than using something like YouTube or Instagram or Gmail. I mean, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product, but that doesn't give me a warm fuzzy. It has been 1 month since I switched to Helium Mobile, and I just upgraded finally to the paid plan. So for $15 a month, you get yourself 10 gigabytes of data. Importantly, you also get unlimited calls and texts, and you have the ability to turn off location tracking. But the problem is they still really want you to keep it on, mostly because if you turn off location tracking, you're no longer able to get their cloud points. Without the cloud points, without the rewards, this is just a completely boring regular cell carrier. I mean, obviously I'm gonna spend some more time with it, but it quickly feels like it doesn't make that much sense. Unless I'm gonna make a ton of money on these rewards, I don't really get it. Like I said, like this whole experience has just been annoying. I mean, even just trying to pay them, right? So to try to give them money. I went through it, I gave them my credit card, which they didn't have, but then I had to re-verify my ID again. So let me spend some time using the paid plan, and let me dive a little bit deeper into what exactly is Helium Mobile doing here, because the more time I spend with it, the less it makes sense in a lot of ways. So, after using Helium Mobile for over a month now, the iceberg goes deep, my friends. Helium's big promise is the free phone plan, and no credit card needed is featured prominently in their marketing. Now, this free plan does technically work as advertised. I have a functional phone number, I can take calls, send texts, and the data speeds are legitimately fast. But here's the thing, that 3 gigabyte limit is, as you'd expect, pretty restrictive. Between data-hungry apps, background processes, and just normal smartphone use, you really need to be intentional about every byte. The battery drain from the location tracking has also been a real issue for me. The Helium Mobile app consistently shows up as one of my top battery drains. And that location tracking brings us to the real cost of this free plan. See, while Helium publicly claims that they, quote, never sell or share your data with third parties, their actual privacy policy tells a different story. The full policy leaves a lot more wiggle room for data sharing with affiliates, etc., than their public statements suggest. Now, look, I'll be clear, I'm not saying that they're doing anything more nefarious than what other carriers might do, but it is basically a trust us, bro kind of situation. And like, look, when a company's entire free tier is built around collecting your precise location data 24/7, it's something you should keep in mind. As long as you're okay with Helium Mobile knowing how many times you pass your ex's house, hoping that she'll finally realize the mistake, then, well, this is the perfect plan for you. Which is not something I would do, of course. I'm just saying, like hypothetically speaking. So, who exactly is behind Helium Mobile? Well, the company itself is called Nova Labs, and they started all the way back in 2013 with a very different vision. Originally, they were focused on building a decentralized network for the Internet of Things, which, that clearly went well. They've since pivoted into consumer mobile service using the same people-powered network concept. The way it supposedly works is that you can buy and set up a Helium hotspot, which is essentially a glorified Wi-Fi router that you run on your own network that comes with a whole host of security questions I'm not gonna get into for this video, but essentially it provides wireless coverage for other subscribers. In return for running this hotspot, they will pay you in crypto tokens. Yay! Now, with thousands of these hotspots already set up across the US, this creates a community-built network that Helium Mobile can use to reduce the reliance on T-Mobile's much more expensive network. Now, in the entire time that I've used Helium Mobile, I don't think I connected to one of these hotspots once, but the vision is kind of neat, right? Instead of spending billions of dollars building cell towers everywhere, instead, at least in the very sort of congested areas like New York City or LA or whatever the case is, you can have a number of users actually powering the network on their own. Like, it's cool if they had another couple million people setting up hotspots. And the company itself actually has a little bit of a messy backstory, not the least of which because Nova Labs settled earlier this year actually with the SEC here in the United States in a case about misleading investors. Now, as a customer, you can kind of ignore all the crypto stuff as you don't actually participate in any of that. Instead, you as a consumer earn cloud points. Well, you do on the paid plan. I'll be honest, I haven't earned enough to really understand exactly how the cloud points work. I do know what they're used for. I mean, it's just a reward system where you accumulate these points. I don't fully get exactly how they calculate how you earn these cloud points. But regardless, once you get enough points, you can then trade them in for stuff like gift cards or donations to charities. And look, if this sounds a little bit like another scam phone we've covered in the past, Mode Mobile, well, you're not far off. Something else to consider if this whole thing is worth it is what happens when things go wrong. Based on other users, getting help from Helium Mobile can be, well, challenging. The company has consistent F ratings across Better Business Bureau profiles, mostly focused on extremely slow or non-existent customer service responses. But the bigger issue is what happens if you want to leave. Multiple users have reported serious problems trying to port their phone numbers out of Helium Mobile. I probably don't need to say that your phone number is pretty important, especially when it's tied to two-factor authentication, contacts. I mean, it's basically your digital identity. If you can't easily take that number with you when you leave, that is a legitimate problem. So let's talk about whether or not any of this is actually worth it. So we've already gone over the 3 GB free plan, but the paid options is where the story gets a lot more complicated. On a paid plan, you actually can turn off your location data, unlike the free plan, which requires you to always leave that on. But here's the catch. If you want to earn the cloud points, you do need to keep your location data on. I love sharing my granular data 24/7 on a plan I'm paying for.
Don't go to a Coldplay concert.
Now for this video, I switched to the Air plan to test it out, and honestly, it's fine, but it's also not a particularly amazing deal. As of recording, right now for the exact same $15 a month, you can get unlimited data from a competitor such as Mint Mobile. The cloud point system feels like it should make up the difference, but I kind of doubt that. So, is Helium Mobile actually worth it? Here's the thing, the free plan isn't necessarily a bad deal, but it is definitely not for everyone, and you need to understand the compromises. If you're looking for a secondary phone number, maybe you don't have access to a credit or debit card, or you're someone who genuinely doesn't use much data and you're okay with the privacy trade-offs, then sure, it could work. But how long will Helium actually keep this relatively new free plan around? I mean, their business model depends on crypto and user data, both of which can be unpredictable. If crypto markets tank or if regulations change, that free tier, I'm afraid, could disappear pretty quickly. For most people, I'd probably recommend just going with a more established carrier. At the end of the day, Helium Mobile isn't exactly a scam, but it's definitely not the revolutionary game changer that they're marketing it as either. Now, if you're looking for something for grandma, or you need that second phone number for reasons.
Oh, like going to a Coldplay concert?
If you enjoyed, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel, and if this video was interesting to you, definitely check out what we did on Mode Mobile, the company that promises you a free phone. And well, let's just say it's not quite that simple. And what's all these free things coming with a catch? Although the thing that is free that doesn't come with a catch? Austin Mobile, coming to a carrier near you.